Hello, Algebra 1 students. I want to take you through the proportions assignment that you guys had. I'm looking for a pencil right now, but I guess I could do it in pen. Here we go. I want to do the odds with you, and I'm going to just kind of do them right along the way here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply in order to solve these. And so when I go this way, 10 times 10 is going to give me 100. And I have 8 times n, which is 8n. So I'm just going to take that 100 and I'm going to divide by 8 both sides. And so I'm going to get 12.5 equals n. Okay. Let's try another one. I'm going to take 6 times x this way. I'm going to take 10 times 9 this way. 10 times 9 is 90. This equals 6 times x is 6x. Now I divide both sides by 6 because I want to free up that x. So when I divide this side by 6, I get rid of it. That's why I did it. And then 90 divided by 6 is 15. I'm just, working on my calculator here beside me. Okay, this x is going to go with that 4, and that 3 is going to go with that 8. I'm just going to cross multiply those. All right, so x times 4 looks like 4x. 3 times 8 equals 24. I divide both sides by 4. X equals 6. All right. Now we get a little bit more complicated. Okay, I'm going to have 7 times 6 is 42 over on this side. I'm just going up this way. And I'm going to take this quantity, I'm going to go ahead and put it in parentheses. And I'm going to take, it's going to be 9 times b minus 1. Okay, so I have to use the distributive property in order for this to work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the 9 and I'm going to multiply it by the b, and I get 9b. And then I take 9 times the negative 1 and I get negative 9. That tells me to add 9 to both sides. So I'm going to have a 51 equals 9b. Then I divide by 9. So 51 divided by 9. I get a repeating number. I get 5.6, and it repeats, and that is going to equal b. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. 9 times 5 is 45. And then I have 6 times the quantity of 7n plus 9. Okay, I'm going to use the distributive property in order to solve this, or get this part completed over here. I bring down the 45 and equals 6 times 7 is 42n, and 6 times 9 is 54. I'm going to subtract 54 from both sides, so 45 minus 54 gives me negative 9 equals 42n. Negative 9 then divided by the 42 gives me a really ugly number, negative 0.21, and it goes on and on, irrational number. Okay, moving on. Number 11. So here I have 9 times b is going to look like 9b. And then I have 7 times this quantity, so 7 times b minus 10. So this becomes 9b, and this becomes 7b minus 70. All right, I'm going to subtract 7b from both sides, so I get 2b equals negative 70. Okay, b equals, when I divide negative 70 by 2, I'm going to get my negative 35. Finally, one that just comes out clean without a decimal. Okay, I'm going to take this n times 4, going to go this way, so it's going to look like 4n. And I'm going to take 7 times this n plus 2 quantity. Got to use the distributive property again. This would be 7n, and this would be plus 14. Okay, I'm going to subtract 7n from both sides just because, you know, I don't usually like to deal with negatives, but this time I am. So I get negative 3n, and this equals 14. And then n's going to equal, I'm going to take 14, I'm going to take both sides divided by negative 3. So 14 divided by negative 3 gives me a negative 4.6, and that repeats. This one is going to be 10 times the quantity of x minus 3. And then I have 9 times x, it equals. Okay, so I have 10x, and 10 times 3 is negative 30. And I have 9x over here. I'm going to subtract 10x from both sides. Ends up looking like that. And I get rid of the negative because I don't want to know what negative x is. I want to know what x is. So if I get rid of the negative on one side, I have to get rid of it on the other, or you could think of it as multiplying both sides by negative 1. And you get 30 equals x. Okay, this quantity goes 9 cross multiplies over here, so 9 p plus 10, and this equals 8 and p minus 7. Okay, so I have 9p plus 90 equals 8p minus 56. Let me go this way. So I subtracted 8p from both sides, so now I just have the p on this side. And then if I subtract 90, so negative 56 minus 90 is going to be a negative 146. So negative 146. And that's my final answer. And then this way I go 7 times n minus 5. And I go 2 times n plus 8. Okay, 7 times n is 7n. 7 times a negative 5 is a negative 35. 2 times n is 2n. 2 times a positive 8 is a 16. I'm going to subtract 2n from both sides, so I'm left with 5n over here. I'm going to add the 35. So 35 plus the 16 gives me 51. That's not going to be a pretty one either. So 51 divided by 5, I end up with 10.2. Okay, so there's the odd ones. Go ahead and try the even ones on your own, doing the same method, and good luck.